I think that was the first Ahsoka seed planted in the show because we know they
Most
like to
definitely.
kind of lead to the next show in certain ways. So
Hmm.
that's the first one. Obviously, we know we're going to see Sabine and possibly Thrawn and possibly Ezra and possibly, according to the internet, Ahsoka is in an episode this season. I forget how it was confirmed,
That doesn't surprise me.
but Ahsoka is in an episode this season. So I would assume that's also the gateway to Sabine, Thrawn, Ezra. If we see all of them, I'm not saying we will. I would think that Thrawn is not just going to be easily placed in there. If we do see Thrawn this season, it's
No.
probably the post-credits scene at the end of the season.
It might be like a Thanos thing where like they show a hand or maybe
I
just
guess
like
I have to do it myself.
something. I think there's something there where like if they blow their load with all of Ahsoka in Mando, I think that would be poor. I think it would be a poor choice. I think they're very strategic with how they go about introducing characters. And I think that they could treat Thrawn like a Thanos, like they did with Marvel, whereas like it was like every once in a while at the end credits we would get a little taste of what's to come.
Mhm.
And so I think it all comes down to how they position Thrawn as well. Like we don't know if he is going to be positioned as the bad guy. Is he off doing something else again? Like the Thrawn question mark is just so juicy, man, because there's so many possibilities with him. So I'm excited for that.
That was the first Easter egg for Ahsoka. We'll see what happens. I'm
Yeah.
assuming we see probably mostly everybody before the end of the season.
I think
more importantly,
if they give Ezra, there's no way, Kevin. I think
Thrawn is in it. That means.
But why would we
separated.
get Thrawn? I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight to the end of this. Here's my. Kevin thinks we're gonna see the entire Rebels cast. I think we're gonna see it. We're gonna see definitely Sabine. It makes sense because Bo-Katan's gonna go find all the Mandalorians. So it would make sense for Sabine to show up because she is one of the Mandalorians that are out there. Hera makes so much sense. And then Zeb, I think that's great too. And the only way that I don't think that Ezra's going to show up. I feel like that is something that you have to use for Ahsoka. But I could be wrong.
We saw the Purgle, so I think that was the first hint. Zeb would be the second hint.
Anywho.
We'll see. Navarro getting attacked. Not surprising. I knew what the ship was immediately when it went into orbit with the painting and everything. I was like, oh, here's our friend. Plus, in the recap,
They literally. I mean, like they pretty much tell you the entire like story of what this episode is going to be in the opening credits.
Roll in pirates, blah 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 blah. Okay, the call goes out for help. Blah 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 blah. We got past that. Then we get the really crazy scene on Coruscant, where with Tim Meadows. First of all, awesome to see him, and then our good friend, I forget their name, their designation.
Yeah, they are now just known as like Officer G942 or something like that. Like whatever. I forget what she was being.
I love how Tia looks at the badge and then decides to pick a fight.
Dude, they were constantly just little pokes at each other, which I thought he knows not to trust her. He knows that's bullshit. So it's
he also said the thing about Gideon right in front of her on purpose.
Yeah. All of that was just really crazy. And it comes going back to what you were talking about in the last trilogy of like, how did the New Republic let this happen? Like the whole idea of them being like order and doing everything the right way is all it's doing is just kicking them in the ass. All of their protocols and all of these things that they're implementing, which they think is going to be better than what the Empire was doing. It's the same thing with a new coat of paint.